Hello everyone and now welcome. Welcome to a game between Sini versus CR7. Sini has spawned as the green human player on the bottom left hand side of the map here on Concealed Hill, going up against CR7, the teal orc on the top right. Should be a good, fun, interesting matchup here as the game does get underway. Now, a couple of people have asked me about the real-time strategy games, Stormgate and the new one coming in from Uncapped, I believe. I don't think there's an official name for it. Based on the videos that I've seen and the direction of the game that, based on what I've seen, what I've played from Stormgate, and what Uncapped Games has talked about in terms of their RTS, I really think that Uncapped Games' RTS is going to be more in the lines of WarCraft 3, while StarCraft 2, Stormgate is going to really be like a spiritual successor to StarCraft 2. The reasons why I say this is, well, I've already played Stormgate, and the Stormgate, it does so far feel a lot of that like economic balance, building of workers, things like that, where the opening portions of the game, well, they feel the same, right? Like in terms of the direction, you could really feel the spiritual succession from StarCraft 2 into Stormgate. For the upcoming Uncapped game, based on what I've heard and from the interviews that they've released, it really feels much more about the micro and some key words that were spoken during that during that interview. I'm trying to like cast and move the camera around and keep all this alive at the same time. Couple of key points and key notes, like they're trying to get to the action faster, right? Where David Kim had said, we're trying to get to like that first maximization of fun. What does it take where like the first couple of minutes of StarCraft 2 was always the same? And then you got into like the fun part of the game. At the 2-minute mark of this game in Warcraft 3, you're already engaging, you're already creeping, you're already doing something. Stormgate has a little bit of that with creeps as well, but it doesn't feel like in the same nature. It feels like it's another task you almost have to do, as opposed to like exploring, adventuring, picking up items, those items or those fun mechanics. Another thing that David had mentioned early on was like in StarCraft 2, like you needed like multiple barracks, multiple hatcheries, multiple production buildings, factories, stargates, gateways, all of those things. Like, why put so much emphasis on production, on that macro portion of the game? Right, and as I was thinking about it, it really made me feel like that's much more Warcraft 3-esque. Warcraft 3, you often see, maybe at most 2 of the same production building. Very rarely do you see 3 unless it's for a very, very specific strategy. You're not going to see 3 barracks very often. You're not going to see 3 arcane sanctums or 3 workshops you might. But the same thing coming out on the orc side. You're not going to see 3 spirit lodges or 3 bestiaries. There's much more focus on the action in the game and action in the micro with the units. Finally, they had said that they want the fights and the game. They want to have that feedback to let them know why the player who won or lost. Let them figure out how they did it, and it's usually going to be because of fights, not because you stopped making workers for 2 minutes and then suddenly are behind economically. And that, once again, is very Warcraft 3-esque, not as much StarCraft 2-esque. And compared to, say, Stormgate, where it feels like you were like expoing, trying to min-max your strategies, find that tempo, all of those things. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here. 4 minutes into this game, we have Headhunters going up against Footmen with Defend, as the Archmage now looks to back away, run away from those level 2 Spirit Wolves. All right, the Footmen could cause quite a bit of problems. You can see that Headhunter taking quite a bit of damage. They're going to turn back around, now go after the Farseer, as the Footmen are still kind of leading the charge here. The Footmen are trying to get damage onto that Farseer. Farseer now finally building a Voodoo Lodge. That is one of the early items that I would expect most orc players to try and establish early. What any anytime, well, you are unable to heal, that's a big problem. And we've already seen this Voodoo Lounge, I believe, tried to be placed down earlier here, forced to be canceled. There goes a footman there. And now we're looking in a situation where, well, the Farseer is low on hit points. He does have a, he does have a potion of invulnerability, and there it is. It's going to be used. Are we going to see the death of a, footman right there? That little bit of a bounce around, a long potion of invulnerability, and we're going to be taking a look at that footman trying to retreat back. Meanwhile, all of these headhunters are healing or hiding off to the side. They are not healing, as we're looking at a Voodoo Lounge being built right there. There is a little bit of repairs coming back around the other way. Another footman getting lost here. Archmage needs to perhaps run back in, perhaps try and shut down this Voodoo Lounge. But what is this? The Farseer realizing that there's a fountain of health at the 10 o'clock spot, and it is nightfall, meaning that he can, well, squat in that spot, regenerate a little bit of hit points, as we're looking at the Farseer or Archmage now trying to make his move off to the north here. I thought he had another Voodoo Lounge. This is a, no, that's a new water elemental being summoned into position, trying to stop that there. Now, all right, Archmage used a punishment of potion of replenishment, excuse me, and then quickly realized, wait a second, there are headhunters in my path. I no longer have that hit point and mana regeneration as I originally thought. All right. Already, about 4 minutes into this game, a lot of action coming back and forth. We are at tier 2 already. Tauren Chieftain getting trained up, going up against the Mountain King. And what is going to unfold? No Arcane Vault, instead the Arcane Sanctum for healing and the Brilliance Aura for that mana regeneration. Coming back through, Farseer may try and go after this Ogre Lord here. There is Endurance Aura, and now going to perhaps get a little bit of a surround here on this Ogre Lord. So the Ogre Lord getting surrounded, getting inner fired, but this is just a common tactic that you can use to try and divide and conquer this Ogre Lord creep camp, picking up that powerful item. What is it going to be? It is going to be a Hood of Cunning, Agility, and Intelligence for that Farseer. A little bit more mana, a little bit more armor. Coming back around, Archmage is in the center portion of the map here. Does he see that the Ogre Magi? Yeah, he saw that Ogre Magi doing a little bit of a dance back and forth. Knows that something is up here as the Mountain King gets to level 2 with a potion of greater healing. All right, are we going to get some death on a Grunt? Oh, one more shot onto that Grunt. Oh, Grunt ends up getting denied by the Forest Troll Trapper. No experience given. Archmage, well, does kill that Grunt essentially, but doesn't get the experience for it. No reward, no bounty hunter coming in for the, well, coming in for the steal. That Forest Troll Trapper, don't think he can gain any experience. So just an all-around loss for that Archmage. Now, the Archmage playing a little bit of a dangerous game, doesn't have Boots of Speed, has a Scroll of Town Portal, and is looking to just scout out the map, figure out where his opponent is. Mountain King going to be getting to level 3 here, well, not off of this cramp, but maybe one more is needed. There are a couple of riflemen out here on this battlefield, so we could perhaps be looking at a clearing of the Fountain of Health, but that may need a little bit of Archmage help. Off to the north here, wow, Tauren Chieftain down to 2 hit points, dodging that ever so barely, being able to survive. If the Archmage actually randomly walked in right there, that would have been a big reset, as that Mountain King, or excuse me, as the Tauren Chieftain would need a resurrection. All right, level 3 now on that Mountain King, perhaps level 2 Thunderclap, yeah, over level 2 Stormbolt. Wanting to, well, get damage across multiple units early, perhaps try and pick them off later. Priest actually leading the charge here. Not the best of ideas, as that Priest with unarmored, well, the unarmored armor type, or the unarmored Priest, would just get, well, poked apart pretty quickly. We're going to see a Stormbolt, yes, onto that Raider. Well, 5 seconds of stun equals 1 second, or a truly dead Raider there, as we do not have the reinforced defenses at the War Mill yet. That could potentially be a problem. I'm going to see a little bit more damage. Yes, we are. Archmage ready to push through, put pressure in, and that Mountain King sitting at level 3, still getting more mana. Orc Burrow repair is now getting underway. And what is that Tauren Chieftain going to try and do? All right, a little bit of repairs going back the other way. Stormbolt finding a Shaman, and anytime you can take down a Shaman that has mana, that means that Purge is not going to be there, as this Footman is reflecting damage back, giving level 3 now to that Tauren Chieftain. All right, perhaps trying to go after these peons are going to be key. Footman is reflecting a little bit of damage back. There's a shockwave heading back around. There's a, well, death of a priest again. That chain lightning coupled with, coupled with the headhunters targeting, working out well here as the water elementals are still getting dropped. Shamans, however, now low on mana. Are we going to see a thunderclap? Yes, we do, across multiple units, and sudden drop in, well, all of these units as we see militia being called in from the far side. All right, a bunch of peasants have joined in on the fight there. There is now, well, once more a bunch of peasants here. What are they going to really hope to do as another raider gets taken down? All right, still battling its way through. Priest, Shockwave, Chain Lightning, finishing off more units. There, nope, that Headhunter able to back away at the last moment. Mountain King still fighting. Potion of Invulnerability on the Tauren Chieftain, who still also has a Potion of Mana, as the Orc Burrow getting pressured here off to the side. 34 supply over 41. Rifleman shooting the broadside of a Voodoo Lounge here, as we see another, well, Shockwave go through all of these Riflemen. Chain Lightning going to be bouncing across multiple targets. Scroll of Healing used to counteract the ultimate Chain Lightning, as the Orc Burrows, well, now well defended with that War Mill reinforced defense. A Shockwave coming back around. The, well, Arcane Vault in the back that was trying to be constructed getting canceled and gutted by that Shockwave there. All right, a new Arcane Vault could be added. No, cannot be added yet. Currently low on lumber, as there's a bunch of peasants out there on the far side of the battlefield not collecting lumber, and now, well, a little bit low on resources. Tauren Chieftain could come back through, perhaps get another Shockwave. There's a Chain Lightning. A Shockwave got to be lined up right here. There goes two more units, as we're looking at the Mountain King trying to retreat back there. Oh, wow, that low hit point Rifleman somehow staying alive and now trying to retreat back, well, further. All right. We are at nightfall. That means that we can, well, retreat back to that Fountain of Health. All of these units would benefit from that Fountain of Health here, as they've all taken significant damage. Sini sitting at 50 supply. Meanwhile, CR7 retreating back and able to fend off the attack there, but still in a rather dangerous spot. All right, Riflemen, these units for some reason aren't actually close enough to the Fountain of Health to regenerate some hit points. That's where they need to move closer to, further into the fire. But well, this fire is rejuvenating for your health here, as we see even this water elemental not benefiting at all. All right. A little bit of a misstep by Sini, but perhaps that, well, if you have enough units to win with brute force, might as well win it with brute force. Archmage and Mountain King both sitting at level 4. Forest Troll Berserker down, and now finally Forest Troll High Priest will fall as well. All right, fully healed everyone up. Priests are still at adept training. I do not believe we're going to castle. A couple more farms being placed down here, but raiders could easily, or units could easily get inside here. Those Spirit Wolves, Chain Lightning, Shockwave, that is going to be a potential problem. Meanwhile, Orc off on the other side of the map, still trying to clear this this creep camp out. This Red Drake, remember, Orc's army significantly smaller, 36 or 39 supply compared to 55, as now, well, human army ready to once more engage. A lot of priests here, 4 priest riflemen shooting the broadside of the barracks here. Mountain King purposely trying to, well, stay back, places down another sentry ward, wanting to make sure that the Tauren Chieftain doesn't surprise them with a Shockwave and a Chain Lightning in the back. All right. Low hit point barracks about to get taken down. But remember, this is all piercing damage, magic damage, and heroic damage, which means the buildings, now with reinforced defenses, are fairly resistant to this type of damage. All right. A lot of peons trying to hide inside of this Orc Burrow. We're going to be looking at Chain Wave, Shockwave here. Raiders coming across. We're going to see a Thunderclap. There's a Stormbolt there. There's a Thunderclap. The Thunderclap not hitting that many units. A couple of Raiders able to back away. There's a Shockwave. Chain Lightning bouncing around again as the Mountain King trying to finish off this Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain able to back away. There goes a Raider. There's some more Purges to shut down the Water Elementals, as we're looking at still engaging here. There's a good Thunderclap slowing things down again. Level 5 now on the Farseer. Level 4 on the Archmage. Archmage still pushing across here. It's 454 supply compared to 31, as the Mountain King still has a decent amount of mana. There's a Shockwave trying to rip on through a couple of these priests. Farseer with those level 3 Spirit Wolves. There goes a Stormbolt onto a Raider. 26 supply now compared to 57. It is just up to Sini to close out this game if he can. a massive supply lead now, 59 supply compared to 29. Priest, sorceresses, all of them working well together. Perhaps, well, some easy damage coming across, as what is going to end up happening, Tauren Chieftain and Farseer are now trying to make their way down to the bottom left-hand side of the map. Riflemen are going to be still making the long trek out there, as the Riflemen could have shot the Tauren Chieftain, at least prevented a little bit of that healing, but instead, we're looking at a potential base race scenario. All right. Orc Burrows, repairs getting underway, peons need to get finished off. Yeah, gonna go ahead and Thunderclap Mountain King, finding some easy peons to try and clean down. A new Voodoo Lounge being built in the backfield here, as there is one arcane tower. Scroll of Town Portal gonna force a retreat here. What is gonna happen with this Shadow Wolf? This Shadow Wolf is just going after target, picking off so many peasants, and now suddenly, well, 54 supply, down to 8 workers. All right, Sini losing a decent number of workers there. Farseer sitting at level 5 still, rebuilding the necessary infrastructure to train up units. The Bestiary was lost. The barracks were lost. The Voodoo Lounge was lost. Only the Spirit Lodge is available, as the peons are trying to, well, collect more gold and get going once more. All right. The Shadow Wolves, well, gonna have problems. Arcane Sentry is spotting these these Shadow Wolves here. Is it gonna do enough damage back? Well, we're gonna be looking at trying to build that farm here to prevent the wolves from constantly getting in and out easily. Militia now fighting back. The wolves no longer getting in those bonus critical strikes. On this militia with that medium armor. All right, changing it once more. Farseer comes across here. Are they going to still be able to summon the wolves? And now once more a lightning shield. All right. Wow, Sydney is now in some serious trouble. He is down. No more workers whatsoever after this. The lightning shield is doing a great job. Meanwhile, the priest is trying to, well, get in a little bit of heals. A Scroll of Town Portal back off to the north side. And this, well, water elemental is going to get cleaned up. 52 supply compared to 25. All right, perhaps a priest or two need to be left behind. Not 3, only 2. All you need to do is just dispel magic, remove those wolves, and let the Arcane Tower finish. Arcane Tower also could go for some repairs here, as there are plenty of priests out here on the battlefield. 3 priest, a lot of riflemen, perhaps the Archmage gonna go after this creep camp here. Will be able to get to level 5, both on the Archmage and the Mountain King, I believe. And with that is going to be some big damage. Archmage could pick up a Claws of Attack. Mountain King already doing +8 damage. Here we go, cleaning things up. Mountain King, well, I believe the Archmage actually took a little bit of the experience that would have given the Mountain King level 5. Only only 3 green creep camps left. Goblin Zeppelin overhead. Was it spotted? That is the question there, as the Mountain King gonna just head on in, gets slowed down. Tome of Agility pickup. A couple of easy units. Level 5 now on the Mountain King. Where is that Goblin Zeppelin? It is right there. 33 supply compared to 55. Tactical training will be needed. Arcane Tower, well, okay for now, as we're looking at the Goblin Zeppelin retreating back. Gonna perhaps pick up some more units and then make another play here. Water Elemental gonna turn the corner, find this army, quickly gonna get purged, and just still feeding experience to that Orc army there. All right, what is this? Purposely, well, opening things back up again. All right. Purposely opening things back up again, perhaps expecting that the Goblin Zeppelin is there, but this is a total head fake. There is nothing in this Goblin Zeppelin at all. And with this, what is the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer really looking to try and do? Just scout out the map and figure out where his opponent is. All right, Sini just wants to make sure that he isn't, he isn't gonna get dropped here. You can see there's actually a Cloak of Shadows being left behind. Some easy free experience, a little bit of additional gold going after these, well, sea turtles. And well, CR7 playing a mind game against Sini, saying, like, what are you expecting to happen here? Those wolves do have position, as well as the army is now ready to come across and engage. All right, back off to the north. Peon getting in a little bit of splash damage once more. The Goblin Zeppelin going to unload, put in pressure. Here we are. Here we go. Farseer. I'm going to see a chain lightning shockwave. All of that. There's a shockwave hitting a couple of buildings. Lightning shield there as well. And now perhaps trying to go after this arcane tower. Tauren Chieftain gets a storm bolt. Still has a potion of lesser invulnerability. There's another shockwave going on through, and then following up with the chain lightning. Tauren Chieftain now being forced to retreat back as we see some damage racking on up, and now there's a tactical retreat there. 42 supply compared to 59. CR7 is slowly finding ways to claw his way back into this game, but still not out of the woods yet. Healing salve, trying to heal back up. Clarity potion, dropping that Pure Up to Vitality, which will definitely help when he picks it back up and, well, has effectively healed more hit points. Yeah. All right. Speed building one workshop here in order to get a flying machine, be able to poke down that one Goblin Zeppelin. Meanwhile, the arcane tower has been destroyed now, so no longer any sight except for that flying machine, which, well, I guess has true sight, and being able to spot all those units. Tauren Chieftain gonna, well, clear out the last remaining green creep camp on the map. I don't believe it will give level 4, but every bit of experience helps, and if the Tauren Chieftain gets to level 5 earlier than expected and is able to open things up with level 3 Shockwave, that will be a big deal. All right, going to go ahead and pick up that Tome of Intelligence there. Goblin Zeppelin could be, well, ready to elevator lift. And where is that Goblin Zeppelin? What is that Goblin Zeppelin going to do? There's a fight here, a Scroll of Speed. There's a Thunderclap. And now going to go straight after some of those units. There goes an Ensnare. Shaman tries to do a quick run by. There's an invisibility onto the unit there as the Archmage was able to dodge a little bit of damage. All right, Purge onto some Water Elementals again. Both sides still fighting. 43 supply compared to 58. Archmage still trying to dance around from the other side again. There's some more Dispel Magic trying to remove some of that lightning as the Mountain King still launching in more Thunderclaps. Who's going to win out on this AoE damage? Tauren Chieftain now getting up to level 5. There's the Potion of Mana, and are we going to see another Shockwave finding the more targets? Farseer does also have some Chain Lightning, so there can be some big Shockwaves here. That is just looking to get Shockwave already, as we're looking at some big damage coming back across. Chain Lightning bouncing across. There's some more units as well. 31 supply compared to 51. Stormbolt finding the back of the Farseer. Farseer trying to find a way to stay alive. There's a Scroll of Speed, and now going to swap perhaps some items. Potion of Invulnerability on the Farseer, able to dodge and get away. Stormbolt not going to find its target as the units do retreat back. 30 supply compared to 41. Goblin Zeppelin going to be spotted and shot. Look at all of these low hit point riflemen that were a Chain Lightning or Shockwave away from getting cleaned up. Farseer, well, going to recover a bit more mana again. Tauren Chieftain going to hang out at this Fountain of Health. You never realize how far that Fountain of Health is on Concealed Hill until you try to actually walk to it. All right, Tauren Chieftain back up to 185 mana. Farseer still has a good amount of mana. That Sobi Mask and Mantle of Intelligence greatly helping the mana regeneration rate. Now, Sini's gold mine has been completely mined out. Both players are not mining any gold whatsoever. You can see a Shadow Wolf try to make his way through here. Not going to be able to do that. Well, currently invisible, unable to spot that Shadow Wolf as it backs up. At this point in the stage in the game, there's no reason why Sini wouldn't go into low upkeep unless he's trying to rebuild that Expo on the southern side here. Meanwhile, Peons are also going to be trying to build an expansion, but I don't believe there's enough gold unless it's already queued up. No, it's just going to be a long distance walk of shame trying to get gold from your neighbor and walk back. All right. What's happening here? Selling of some items. Mantle of Intelligence was sold. Still has a Potion of Mana. There's that long walk back home. Meanwhile, Shadow Wolf going after this Town Hall and construction here. Hello from... Yep. Hello. Thank you. Every time you drop on by, you always raid me, but it never ever tells me that there was a raid for some reason. I'm not quite sure why it doesn't tell me that there's raids any longer. Coming through, Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 5, and this is an awkward awkward time right now. Sini needs to get this Expo up, and if he gets this Expo up, he's going to be in a great spot, forcing an engagement. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain slowly regenerating mana. Farseer nearly maxed out on mana as well. Sold that Mantle of Intelligence to perhaps pick up something else, and is now ready to engage here. All right, Tauren Chieftain ready for a fight here. Fly Machine there. Stormbolt finding a Shaman. Shaman's going to get, well, poked apart pretty quick. Mountain King gets in a Thunderclap, going after all of these units again. There's a Lightning Shield. Are we going to see a Chain Lightning Shockwave? Yes, ripping on through, but there's just not enough burst damage. Too much time to heal as the Water Elemental getting purged again. There's a Scroll of Healing to try and counteract. There's another Shockwave. There's another Chain Lightning as the Tauren Chieftain still has enough mana, but well, may not have enough hit points to outlast this fight. 21 supply compared to 43. There's another Shockwave ripping on through. Farseer gets up to level 6. Is he going to go for level 3 Chain Lightning? Yes, he does. Trying to find more targets. Tauren Chieftain falls at level 5 though, and that is going to be it there. Archmage now with the ultimate ability. Well, hasn't trained it yet, but with that should be able to close out this game. That will be the game here, back and forth. Ultimately, in the end, the establishment of this Expo forcing the fight here. There were so many close calls where CR7 could have closed out the game earlier. One more Shockwave or one more Chain Lightning across all of those low hit point riflemen would have been a definite win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.